sometimes sin can come off as enticing. It looks good, but that don't mean it's good. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. I just want people to know that just because it's the flavor don't mean it's the fruit. And just because it came from your mind don't mean it's you.
A fruit snack can do it real quick though.
Sending thanks to the heavens above, did a lot of sinning trying to fill
What's up, everybody? We are at season 2 of Learning as We Grow. But today we have an exclusive episode going on. Exclusive. Y'all seen them before. We got my lovely host, Darian, and we have our lovely guest who always is on our episodes, Miss Brittany.
Yes. What's
Can
the
we
word?
tell them why we're here today?
Something we've been working on since last June. Not letting nobody know, which was hard because it was so exciting.
Yes.
The process was so exciting to even do, but bam, right there. Ripeoverrotten.
It's done. It's done. And if you guys are our loyal friends, you have caught them sneakily saying a couple things on our episodes a couple times. And we was trying so hard to bite our tongue without letting everybody know this book was coming out. But I am so happy we finally can say something, right?
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
When did the book release, you guys?
The book will be out 4/20,
Yes.
April 20th.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Put a new spin on that thing.
Okay,
Ripe
settle
20
rolling up. Y'all
comes
better
out Ripe
read.
20.
Ripe 20.
Yes. I am so proud of you guys.
Thank you
you,
so
baby.
much. Thank you for being supportive. Thank you, because I just want to say on camera, it is not common, and may not even be easy, but it is definitely not common for a millennial wife to feel comfortable enough for her husband to befriend someone of the opposite sex and allow for them to like write a book together. She's been here every step of the way, every writing session. I asked for permission at the beginning of this journey, and we talked about everything. I made sure that I came correct so that everybody was comfortable. She has trusted us.
Yes.
She has been our biggest supporter, and you have held us down for real, and we appreciate you. I appreciate you for giving us permission to put, to bring up the conversation of brothers and sisters in Christ,
Yes.
because it's not a topic or even a concept that people actually think could work. But we don't go by the world standards. We go by the word standards.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody in the world is not married. And you're going to meet people. You're going to meet people everywhere you go. And so just the fact that she was just loving toward us and just made us feel supported is meant everything to us. And we really thank you for, we already been rocking for years, but this took it, we're family now.
Yes.
And it took it to another level. And I personally want to thank you for just giving me permission to become family in this way.
Oh, you're so welcome.
So,
We appreciate
shout out to the goat,
you.
Lena.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
I'm the goat.
Yeah.
Look, we ain't gonna make this episode long-winded. So I have some couple questions, and I know there's other people who have couple questions that we really are really interested how this book even started. I mean, to be honest, can we have a specific moment that made this book happen? Like, what conversation was like, hey, bro, we about to write this book together? What was that
That's
moment?
That's him.
So the Lord put it on my mind to write a book. Right. I'm sorry. He put it on my mind to write a devotional. So I know Brittany has some skin in the game. She already had a book. So not only did I know that we would work well together, because we ended up doing a podcast. And once we did that podcast, we realized two things: that we long lost twins and we on the same wavelength.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
what we talk about, what we speak about is very, very similar. So I was talking to my wife one day and I was like, I think I want to work with Brittany. You know what I'm saying? And she like, go for it. So as we start linking up and starting the process, we thought it was a devotional. So we sit down, and once we start working on that thing, we like, hold on, this ain't no devotional.
Mm-hmm.
So we just switched from a devotional and just got devoted to writing Ripeoverrotten.
Yes.
I mean,
Man.
I can't say it much better than that. It was an easy yes for me, and it's crazy. I don't even know why. We had just got locked in for real, but it's like when he brought me on this journey, I had a piece that was just like, oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what solidified that yes was when we started writing. It was so it's not. It don't make no sense how easy something like this, which is typically not easy because now you have two brains and you have two creative processes, you have two ideas, two ways of doing things, and our twinness really came out during this process. And it was very honestly super smooth,
Super easy.
and that made it easier to keep it on the low because it was so sacred to us. But God really blessed us for real. We started writing this, and it's like God was whispering in our ear and just letting it come out through the way we talk. And yeah, we spent a lot of time crafting this book.
I gotta tell y'all a story too. This very couch is the couch they wrote this book on.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
so surreal. This is the room this book was actually
real.
written. And I'll just go in my room or I'll do a client. And even my clients will look crazy. They be like, why is he in there giggling, hee-hee-hawing with this girl and you in here working? And I'd be like, guys, that's family. Like, it's okay. But I didn't tell them y'all was writing a book. But now I hope a lot of my clients see this and be like, oh, it makes sense now. Okay.
Yes.
So, like, if anybody know you guys are definitely some one-hit wonders. Oh, why am I tearing up? It's
One
so
hit
cute.
wonder.
I mean, not one-hit wonders. You guys are, you guys good with the one-sentence lines, right? Like, I get that you guys
We
was
got
about to...
bars.
Yeah, I'm on the one hit.
They got some multiple hits is my point. You get on their status page and you see all different points they make, and it only need a sentence, a couple words, and they'll like really stab you. Be like, oh, I didn't think of that. So I seen it kind of cultivate. I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like it was it was no ill feeling or anything in my bone when it was like, yeah, we need this book. And I got to read it, y'all. We need this book. This is a really amazing book. And I want to know the challenges. What are some, or what is a challenge that had occurred while writing this book?
For me, Ripeoverrotten was more than just a title. It was a lifestyle. So the biggest challenge was me living in Ripe every single day.
Mm.
And as you know, the more you do things for the kingdom, the more the enemy kingdom and send his minions around to try to trap you, to try to make you get unmotivated, to make you go back and think about things that you used to do and all these things. So the challenge wasn't writing because God was writing this whole book. We didn't write nothing down that God, if it didn't come from God, we didn't write it down. And if it just came from us, we let it go. So my biggest challenge was really just living a title and making the title my lifestyle.
Yeah. My answer is one of our
Chapters.
this is the best. We have poetry in this book because we are more than authors, but we are also artists. We are also writers. We are also poets, lyricists, whatever you want to call it. We are that. There is a poem in here. We refer to our poems as interludes. The best way for me to answer the question of what challenges did I face is for me to read this poem. And so, here we go. Old self, new self, which will you be? New self, old self, no in between. Old way, new way, please pick a side. New way, old way, must fall in line. Old me, new me, what will he prune? New me, old me, no more cocoon. Old self, new self, which will you be? New self, old self, no in between. So navigating constantly, just that. Even on the cover, you see both the ripe side and the rotten side. And if you went to the grocery store and you picked up an apple and it looked like both ripe and rotten, I'm sure you probably wouldn't purchase that apple. And so the biggest challenge was making sure I just looked like the ripe side of the apple.
Wow.
Look, I know she just read that poem and she read it all nice, but that ain't how we wrote it. How did we actually write it? We wrote it with some swag because that's who we are. You know what I'm saying?
It was their first
Let's
time
rap.
hearing it.
We could have rapped. All right, I'm just playing.
Oh, you got a rap
yeah,
version of
see,
this?
I should have said do it with me. All right. 1 to the 2. No, just
Hey, we gotta hear this.
It's the same thing. It's just, So, all right. So, look, backstory on this interlude. So, as y'all know, like, we creative and stuff like that. So, I don't know. Either I said Dr. Seuss or she said Dr. Seuss. And it was you. So then I was like, oh, that's what you want to do. So
yeah.
once we thought of that, it just had to happen that way. So not only is this interlude rhyming, it's other interludes rhyming, because the best way that we can express ourselves that from anything, even when we was living writing, was music. So that's how we got to that. But we really was saying it like old self, new self, which will you be? New self, old self, no in between. Old way, new way, please pick a side. New way, old way, must fall in line. Old me, new me, which will you prune? New me, old me, no more cocoon. Old self, new self, which will you be? New self, old self, no in between. I was talking about that.
Yeah. Yes. Drop. Oh my goodness. I know, right?
And the reason why I wanted to do it like that is to show y'all the excitement that we had when we was writing the book.
For sure.
Like every session was like joy. Like the more that we was writing, the more that it got more fun. So y'all, it's fun in this book, but it's also realness in this book as well. So I just wanted y'all to know that.
That's real, y'all. I mean, now that we own this title, how did the title actually get picked? Was there any other alternatives that you guys had when it came to the title?
No, I don't know. I do not remember. That's the one thing I don't remember is how we picked this title. But what I do remember is there was no other option.
No other option. I think I kind of remember. I think in the beginning, the first thing we wrote was actually oftentimes we blame ourselves and stuff like that. So once we did that, we was like, let's get the definition of ripe and rotten. So I was just like, let's just call it Ripeoverrotten. I mean, that's what God took us to. Because like I said, we thought that we was writing a devotional, like a 7-day devotional. So our minds was on that. So once we sat down and we started writing, we knew that was bigger than that. So once God gave us Ripeoverrotten, we knew that's what it was. It wasn't nothing else that we ever thought.
Wow, mic drop. Let's flash this again because this is very powerful, and it's hard to kill your flesh. Like it is hard to kill your flesh, and I feel like the writing shows that nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. We all have a past. We all did some things we shouldn't have did, but you have a choice to actually fix it and do better in life. When you know better, you do better. So I really hope this bless a lot of people. So well, my next question is, what message do you hope to convey to your audience reading this?
Just because it's the flavor don't mean it's the fruit. That's what I can say. Just cause it looks like it don't mean it. I mean, you can go and get a strawberry shake and don't have no real fruit in it. And here you are, you drinking it, and you can probably even feel like you feeling healthy because you think you drinking strawberry, but in reality, it's decaying your soul. And that's how sin is. Sometimes sin can come off as enticing. It looks good, but that don't mean it's good. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. I just want people to know that just because it's the flavor don't mean it's the fruit. And just because it came from your mind don't mean it's you.
A fruit snack can't do what a real fruit can. So they both taste good. But most times we gravitate toward a bag of fruit snacks. It's like it takes more effort to go to the store and pick out ripe fruit. It does. It's so much easier to go to the aisle, all the fruit snacks in, because they next to other snacks that you like, and just be like, okay, I'm about to just get me and my household some fruit snacks, and we good. Everybody who don't like fruit snacks. But at the same time, while they are delicious, they're not doing anything but making you feel good. When you're eating fruit, it's doing something. It's delicious when you actually, you know what I'm saying, take the time to eat fruit. It is delicious, and it is also healing something on the inside of you. So a fruit snack can fill you, but real fruit can heal you. So.
Facts. That's good. That's good.
I want to go so much deeper, but we are short on time today. But okay, y'all. Wow. I'm excited to reread the book now that Look, y'all, read the book, buy the book, purchase the book. Amazon, y'all, 420 is gonna be out. Please, 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 please purchase this book. It is so healing, and it is not hard. But I think this book lets everybody know they're not on their own. All right, we are not on our own.
That's facts.
So I already have a favorite chapter already, right? What's your favorite chapter? Or what's your favorite scripture y'all have put in a book? So I'm going to let y'all play around with that.
So my favorite chapter, I ain't gonna lie, Overtime. And I'm gonna tell y'all how Overtime came about. It was all sis.
What chapter is that?
The last one.
Overtime.
Overtime is the last chapter.
So Overtime is basketball analogy. And when she sent me this, I was like, why I ain't think of that? But it's so cold because oftentimes God speaks through things that we love first. So sometimes if you can't find God through the things you're looking at, he'll reveal himself through things that you do love. So Overtime is my favorite, just strictly based off I love basketball, but at the same time, she broke it down to the T. Like, overtime, like, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, you find a strategy. But overtime, you need to win. If you don't win, you going home. So overtime is when you lock in the most. That's when regulation is over with, and you depending on just basically instinct. But in our case, basically God, So I think that one is my most favorite one.
I honestly have the same answer, but I was trying to find something else. I love the whole book, obviously, but Overtime did hit different
GPS
because
too.
right, I was about to say that because we both have a shared love of basketball, which is also just another thing that we was just like, dang, like we got a lot in common here, like I really love it for real.
Love you too.
And so there's another chapter called GPS, and I won't read it, but basically I'll say this right here, this last paragraph. It is imperative that we invite the Holy Spirit into our lives, for he is the guide that will never steer us wrong. Just as the world uses the GPS as a global positioning system, kingdom citizens can access the Holy Spirit as God's positioning system. And so just putting a spin on things, because he is our GPS. How many times you have somewhere you can't wait to get to, but you never been there before, and you put in the address in maps or whatever. Y'all know we can't survive without putting in Google Maps. And so just imagine if we put as much faith in the Holy Spirit's guidance as we do the map app on our phone, and we put an address. Maybe it's the address of your dreams, maybe it's the address of your prayers that you want answered, maybe it's the address of just any of your aspirations, and just giving God, you know what I'm saying, that the free agency to do what he can do way better than we can. And so that's why I rock with GPS, the GPS chapter, because I've tried to do it my way, and I can tell you I fail every time when I only do it my way. And when I surrender and I let God guide me in a direction that he want me to go, I bypass a lot of traffic. So
Beautiful.
I think one of my other second favorite ones is Roller Coaster. And the reason why I bring it up, because my cousin right here, he was actually on a roller coaster. That's the cousin.
Yes,
He was actually on a roller coaster.
Wow.
That one was hard for me to write because I never really addressed it, because honestly I was living rotten. Like, if you live in rotten, you ain't worried about near-death experiences. You ain't worried about how God saved you, because you ain't even thinking about God. So long story short, I was on a roller coaster and my harnesses wasn't going down. So as I'm trying to push the harnesses down, they start the ride. As the ride going up, the harness is still not going down, still not going down. We get all the way to the top and it's still not going down. Right before it drops, it stops. So as the roller coaster stopped, I'm holding my harness, I'm holding my harness. But as the roller coaster was going up, I was just telling my cousin, like, look, ain't no way I'm about to survive this. So we had to sit for like 45 minutes until they came up and they fixed my harness. Once they fixed my harness, I had to go through the whole ride. So just because it looks like something is about to happen, just because it looks like your life is over, God can stop the ride and reroute you and get you to a point where you're safe. So that was one of my favorite ones because I actually lived that. And now I use that to continue to live. Because I was once on that roller coaster at the height of the heights, just thinking about my life one by one. I seen everything in my life that I did already. And guess what? I still live right after that. It took me up to the point of writing it. That's why I say God wrote this, because he actually healed us through it as well.
Wow. God is so good. Because can you tell them how old you were?
How old was we, cuz, when we went to Ohio? He ain't even listening. I think we was like,
How old was y'all?
young. Like, I think I was like 21, 22. And you was like a little younger. You was obviously younger, but. Well, whatever it was, I used to like danger. Like I used to like danger. So it was nothing at the time. But as I thought about it, I was like, you was really about to die. Like it was really some Final Destination stuff. But by the grace of God, he stopped me from dying right there, so I can write this book.
Right.
So that's just how it go.
That's amazing.
Wow. That's a word.
Yeah, that
Before you
is a
go
word.
that is just so beautiful. We both go into near-death experiences. I won't go into mine, but the point I'm trying to make is that how many times does that happen? How many times do we all have near-death experiences, seen and unseen, ones that we're aware of? Like you got those moments where you almost get in a car accident. Like that happens so many times. We could be texting, we could be eating, we could be literally, or we could be not doing nothing wrong, but it's someone else who's driving incorrectly, who almost hits us. Like I know everybody can relate to that. If you have not experienced anything else, you've experienced some sort of road rage or some sort of almost accident. And in those moments, you think you got about 5 seconds where you like, you what driving off like, you really just, that almost, did that almost happen? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It could be a diagnosis. It could be an almost accident. It could just be literally anything. Or you could be, you know what I'm saying, like taking an innocent walk in the park or walking to the store, and it's somebody who is just on that, just looking at you. Because we don't know everybody that's looking at us. It could be somebody that sees you alone and be in their head contemplating, like if they're gonna, you know what I'm saying, like bring harm to you or something. And just God is so kind in how he just covers us. And it's just like, I just want everybody to like, just whatever seasons that you have had, like whatever has frustrated your faith, whatever has frustrated your belief in yourself when it comes to your dreams, like you're not still breathing because like God don't have plans for you. He didn't make you because he was bored. He made you with a purpose in mind. Each and everybody has an ability that we're all the solution to a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just want, like, just what you said was just so huge of a deal, because we've all been there. We've all almost died. We've all gone down seasons after that we would be grateful for one day, and then, you know what I'm saying, go back to doing what we was doing. But these things happen more often than not. And so I just want to tell y'all, like, no matter how irritating it is that stuff happens, no matter how annoying it may be, like, it might seem like a season is just like overly difficult, but it's not because God is not good. it's because the devil is a goofy and he hating on you and he mad. Because if you have enough nerve to see you the way God sees you, then you'll be surprised at what he'll let come up out of you.
Yeah, because he don't have to advertise not going to heaven. He just gotta take your mind off yourself so you won't even think about it. The thing about the enemy is he always, for one, he, like she said, he a goofy, but he's always projecting. If you really think about it, the first thing he ever did was got in his feelings because he wasn't what God was. So the main thing that we gotta realize is we was made in God's image. If you break down earth, you take the E and you take the H off, it's art. We are all art in God's masterpiece. So we got to realize that every single day we wake up, we got to realize that we masterpieces. He mad because he was a masterpiece and he ain't see himself that way. So he got his stupid butt kicked out of heaven. But we got a chance. So the main thing he want us to do is take our eyes off of heaven.
Yeah.
He ain't even gotta advertise hell. He ain't even gotta do all that because he know his fate already. He just don't want us to go. He wants us to hang with him, but we ain't gotta hang with him.
Nope. It's a choice, y'all. It's really a choice. And it makes me think about the show. I forgot what the show name, but it was basically the devil walking around and everybody was kind of doing the dirt and they sin on their own. The devil was just like, that's Lucifer. Yes. The devil, he literally was just looking like, oh, they chose to do that. I didn't tell them to do that. They're doing that on their own. So just know it's a choice. It is a choice to actually be right. And I think you guys kind of mentioned that in the book a little bit as well. God wants us to make the right choice. However, people decide to make the other choices. And like you guys are saying, like, that roller coaster could have been the last day. We hear all these terrible stories on the news all the time about how people die and it just be so unexpected. Like people are leaving 5 kids at home. People are leaving a whole entire family of businesses and everything, and they're gone. They're gone because of their ways or somebody else's ways. And God is so good, and I'm so glad you guys actually were vulnerable to share these stories because, like, again, it's needed. It's needed. It's needed. It's needed for our generation, for the older generation, and for the generations that's to come. So I really pray this book, like, it goes global. Like, we touch more and more people, not even just Black people, but all people, because we're not on our own, and it's not easy to follow God lead all the time. So thank you again. I really appreciate that. And I have one more question.
Okay.
Y'all have a question in the book, right? The whole book talk about sin and it talk about what God really wants for us. Everybody know the fruits of the Spirit, or should we say them? Should we say the fruits of the Spirit?
You want to say them?
We'll say the fruits of the Spirit. You guys talk about it in chapter 1. So, for all the fruits, we got love. We got joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control, right? So, in the end of chapter 1, you guys all get to read this. You guys talk about how hard, and you give us an image of each of these fruits being in rooms. So I want to ask you guys the question you asked us, because I sat there and thought about it. I was like, ooh, I don't know, right? I don't know. So, what room would you enter and it'll be easy for you, right? But which room would you avoid as well?
Well, I would enter love. I'm a big fan of love. I mean, love created me.
Yeah.
So, I've always, I've always wanted to come across as that to anybody I encounter, because love wakes me up every day. Love forgives me. Love rights my wrongs. Love got on the cross and died for my past, present, and future sins.
Come on.
Yes.
So, if it, it's just really love. Love would be the room that I would enter, because love has saved me in many ways. The room that I would avoid, whoo, wow, You know,
So easy to tell when we would go in.
you know, the room I would honestly avoid probably would have to be that's tough. Look, we got some nerve asking people what room they um the room I would probably avoid would probably be self-control.
Ooh.
I mean, I'm gonna just be honest. Because that goes outside of just obvious things.
Mhm.
Self-control doesn't always have to mean it. Self-control can mean because you are doing the wrong. It's hard to not do the wrong thing. Self-control could also be it's hard to not eat the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Self-control could also be I know I need to work on this project, but I'd rather binge watch this show. Self-control could be, well, I was going to go to the gym, but now it's raining outside, so I'll go next time. And so it's a long list, and there are a couple people in here laughing. But but you know, I too have consciously made the decision to go to Chick-fil-A, which is around the corner from Planet Fitness. And so I would say that self-control would be mine.
It's mine. I'm gonna be honest. It's mine. I like to spend money.
Yeah.
I have no medium. Babe, what is yours?
Well, obviously we twins. I was gonna be the same thing, but I switch it up. I say I enter joy. No matter what goes on, God gives us this joy that the world cannot give. So if I know God is real, I know God is true, and I know Jesus died on the cross for my sins specifically, I know that joy that he left us is bigger than anything that can go on. Bills is due, but I got joy. You know what I'm saying? My ankles hurting all the time, but I got joy. Things go on in at my school that I work at, but I still got joy. I'm in traffic, which the one is hard for me to enter is patience. If I'm in traffic, I got joy. Back then I didn't. My cousin will tell you, my wife will tell you. Boy, if I was in traffic, boy, I swear, on everything I love, I turn into this person that I don't know who I am. You know what I'm saying? Or if I'm
Or in the store.
trains, or in the store with her when she talk about she going to get one thing from Target, but we end up being in Target for like 4-5 hours.
That is not true, by the way. It'd be 2 hours.
2 hours for some toothpaste. But you know, patience would be the one that I would be like, because you know, sometimes we feel like we look God, and sometimes we want things to go on our time, and when God don't even live on the same time as we live on, so we want things to happen when we want it to happen, and that's just honestly delusion. So it would be hard for me to go into patience.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I love you though. I love you so much. Okay. Wow, guys. Well, I'm gonna open the floor to questions to the audience. Is that cool with y'all?
Yes.
Let's get it started.
Questions.
Do anybody have any question you guys would like to ask? Please, please, please come.
Please ask a question.
Don't be shy. I think LaToya got a question. Steph. Yes, Steph. Come on with your little squirrel walk.
What's up, Steph?
I'm gonna give honor to God. I just have a question. How did you guys come up with the name of the book?
God. God, because I think it's time. I think people don't understand what rotten fruit can do to ripe fruit. I don't think people understand that if you leave a piece of ripe fruit around rotten fruit, it becomes rotten, and the rotten fruit don't become ripe. So I think that was very, very, very important to understand that the sinful nature wants you to be rotten. It wants you to be. It actually begs you to, and it fixes it up and it puts it in this nice little box and it tells you got a gift. But really, the presence of God is the gift that you really need. I think that the reason why God showed that is not only to get us to realize it, because as we was writing, we was learning. As we was writing, we was learning. And I just feel like he's good enough to do that. He's good enough to allow you to be able to put something out to the world and at the same time give you the word. So it was just that. That's the main thing. That's the main reason. God.
Yeah, I'm it's coming back to me a little bit. Originally, the one thing we were always solid on was that it was going to be highlighting the fruit of the spirit. That was like probably the earliest thing we had.
Yeah.
And when we begin to study keywords and concepts surround and truth about fruit, like the word ripe, probably Holy Spirit just let ripe, present itself to us. And you start thinking about the opposite of ripe, it's rotten. It was just kind of like, oh, boom, ripe over rotten. Once we had that, there was no other option.
Yeah.
And we just sort of been saying it to ourselves for almost a year now. That's how long we've been at this. And so yeah, the name came just as a result of studying what the overall point of the book was. And so again, just no matter what it is that y'all got going on, just always study what God gives you, because it is God could give you something that's so cold and you'll think that's it, and you'll just be so hyped off the beginning stages of what he gave you. But if you silence yourself and focus yourself in enough, and you like unpack that thing, you start looking up definitions surrounding titles he gave you, ideas and dreams he gave you, it's gonna be so many layers that's peeled back from that. And so yeah, thank you for asking that.
Appreciate
And also, I want y'all to know that I think it was one morning Gino had woke up and he said it, and I was like, ooh. I was like, write that down. It was after a session you guys had, and I don't remember how it happened, but I remember him saying it, and I just said, write it down, and look where we at, y'all.
Yeah. Because God will talk.
He will.
No matter what. That's why we have to be able to silence what the sinful nature says, because the sinful nature speaks loud, but God is a gentleman. He gonna speak low. He gonna speak to you how that soothes you. So if it's not a soothing feeling, if it don't feel good in your spirit,
it's not from God.
It's not from God. So we gotta realize and we gotta understand that. And also, the enemy he wants us, like I keep saying, he wants us to be right. So it's very important that we put on our armor of God, and we say, hey, because at first, like I said, it was gonna be a devotional, but he wanted us to be devoted to our armor. So Ripeoverrotten was perfect for us.
Yes. You have another question,
another
Steph? Yes.
Oh, shout out to Steph. Since
Shout out
she
to
has
Steph.
2 questions, I want to take this time to say that she makes amazing egg rolls. And say your business, because we appreciate you having these questions.
Anointed Hands Catering LLC, and you can go on Facebook. We have a Facebook page. You go to the website. It's www.anointed-hands-catering.com.
Yes. Get the egg rolls. I promise.
Get the egg rolls for
10
real.
out of 10. Highly recommend.
But my next question was, what moment you was like, you know what, Gino, you know what, Brittany, we need to write this book. Like, what moment, you guys like, we really need to write this book?
I think the devotional was just gonna be on some business stuff. But once we understood the weight of the assignment, I think once we knew it was Ripeoverrotten, that's when I knew, like, it was really, like, we really was gonna do it. Like, we really was gonna write what we was gonna write. I'm gonna be honest. I was serious at first, but I was just gonna put something together. Because like I said, God was teaching us as we was writing it. So prior to writing the book, I wasn't as ripe as I should be to begin with. So it's a chapter in there called conviction versus condemnation. So he was just teaching me as I was going. So as he was teaching me, I knew, like I said, every session we unpack gems. Every single session, God revealed something to us. So it was like once we got Ripeoverrotten, I knew he was serious. I know he just didn't want us to put something together that we could just share on Facebook and people would just look at it. He actually wanted us to write an appetizer to what he actually wants us to go to, which is the Bible. So that's why I look at Ripeoverrotten. It's an appetizer getting us ready for the word. So
Yes.
if you need something to soften the blow, that's what Ripeoverrotten is. Because sometimes we don't want to go to the Bible because we don't feel like we're good enough. But what if we can tell you that even though you was rotten once, you can become ripe again? What if we told you that it's an underlying situation or something that happened to you to the point where you think you gotta stay rotten, but you can become ripe again? So once we realized how important that was, that's when it got real. And we didn't miss no session. It was every single Thursday. You know what I'm saying? We just got to it.
Sure did. Sure did. Wow.
He answered it perfect. Yes, please.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Stephanie. Let's go. We have our sister Mariah.
Hey y'all.
Yo.
So my question is, how did you all? Well, can you speak to the emotions, the many emotions that you felt during the process, and also like when God was clapping your teeth? Because I know, baby. Okay, I'm like reading the title. I'm just like, I already know.
Mm-hmm.
But how did you navigate those emotions too?
Oof. I will honestly say, at the beginning, I thought it was gonna be easy. It's like the writing part was easy because that's our gift. So it's like you could be doing whatever it is you're doing, but if you're gifted in the area, whether you tired, whether you whatever, for some reason you could just still do it. You know what I'm saying? However, that first of all, Ripeoverrotten is a strong title and to begin with. And we realized it was more than just a title. It was a title, it was a reminder, it was a command, and I probably went through almost the opposite of every fruit of the spirit this entire time, like to the point where it shocked me. And it was just kind of like, dang, like I had to laugh toward the end because of course there were moments where, you know, you mean to be ripe, but you do something rotten and you beat yourself up. But like you spoke to the conviction versus condemnation, I also started being like, well, first of all, you know what? I'm a little flattered that the devil would try me because that means that this had purpose to it. If you're not doing nothing right, the devil gonna leave you alone. Or if you just doing wrong, just this and you wearing it on your shoulder and you know what I'm saying, then he like, well, you doing my job for me, you know what I'm saying. But like sometimes God will give you something that you got to go through first before you can even talk about it. I don't believe he gave us this book because we were ripe, but we learned how to get past being rotten.
Wow.
That's good. For me, it's just I look, you forgot the question.
The emotions that went with writing this book.
I dealt with every emotion as well. I more so dealt with self-doubt. I dealt with because what the enemy would do is he would feed you things that he feel about himself. You know, when you great, when you know, we all great. Everybody great because we made in God's image. So while us being made in God's image, sometimes we don't know that. Y'all know what it is. It's Gio.
Gio about to make a special appearance. Like, you just bring me my baby.
But,
Y'all he on the episode.
But for me, it was just I went through every emotion, but I thank God for it because sometimes we get caught in our delusion and think we got it all together, just because we know we fit some standards, and we look good on the outside, and sometimes it's the inside work that we need to get done. You know, you can lift every weight in the world and become this beautiful person, but if you're not lifting your spiritual weights, you're ugly inside. And it showed me a lot of things. And I'm not saying I was a bad person, but I will also say that I had my ways. So that was it. Thank you.
Gio, you want to say hi? Say hi. Okay.
Yeah, one thing about
Okay.
learning as we grow,
Y'all gonna see our
there
kids.
ain't no filters. We gonna see my kids. Okay.
Hi, bestie.
What up,
Owner of
Toya?
Anointed Sweet Bakery.
Toya! Guess, wait. Can we share a little backstory of Toya? Toya is the glue to all of this. Like, oh my goodness.
People don't even
Like,
see it that way. But
Toya is the glue. She is the unity of how I even met Brittany, how Brittany even met my husband. Like, when I say, oh my goodness, you are a true angel in our lives, in each and one of our lives. We appreciate you so much.
and she the reason why I'm at New Life Alive. So
Yes, she is. That's another
reason
thing. We
all of
met
us are
everybody.
doing-
Yes. Girl, she is a true disciple. And also, please mention your business.
Anointed Sweets, home bakery.
best cupcakes I've
best
had in my
cupcakes,
entire
actually.
life.
Mariah, can you come shout out your business real quick? Just real quick.
Just because.
Because you were just up here, please. Because we got a lot of business owners in
We
this
have
room.
so many business
So if you ask a
owners.
question, you know what I'm saying? We're going to let the world know what it is the guy gave you.
Yes. My business is Mentally Dedicated LLC. I am a therapist.
Yes,
Come on
ma'am.
now.
Yes,
Y'all know y'all
ma'am.
stressed. Hit her up.
What Jackie say? Maybe y'all need a therapist.
Yes.
Well, so I did not know that I was going to have a question, but it came to me. So sometime last year, the Lord told me that I was unripe in a certain area of my life. I didn't really know what that meant. Now I kind of do a little bit, but it just works because y'all book is called Ripeoverrotten. So I guess what advice would you have for someone who is not yet ripe, but they're not rotten either? So someone who is unripe, what advice would you have?
You go first. 'Cause that was a beautiful question. And we can. Let's.
I got lots to say to that one too. Wow.
Some I always say, take the L out the world and it becomes word. The L that you put in the word becomes world, and the L that you put in that is Lucifer. Anytime that you go by worldly standards instead of wordly standards, you are in trouble. So my thing is, always go to the word, and don't worry about what the world telling you, because usually, typically, the L in the word, you throwing the whole thing off.
And even in addition to that, because spiritual disciplines, even outside of the Bible, everything you digest, you already know. We have cleaned out our playlist so many times, repeatedly. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally, and I know you, so I know you do these things already. So really, I'm also gonna tell you, you closer to ripe than you even know.
Yeah.
Because it's what are you listening to? I don't care what nobody say, and this has been a hard truth for me, but I promise you, what goes in is what comes out.
Yes.
Period. It's just it's a fact. So what you listening to, what you're watching, I personally think it's an important exercise at least once a year minimum, twice a year maximum, like 6-month marks to go through, through your phone. What has been my conversations? What's on my timeline? Because it sometimes it's not even you. It could be who you love that still have tendencies that might be leaning toward the older version of you that could just be jumping on you for real. Or it could be the timeline. You scrolling because you might like social media and genuinely enjoy the things of Facebook and Instagram. Then something stupid, it just ends up on your timeline. Then a few more things like that or whatever the case. And then also just that daily repentance, that daily conversation with God, that daily, like, God, listen, I tried to be as ripe as I could be, but if there was something in me that was rotten, expose it. Go to bed, wake up the next morning believing that his mercies are new every morning. It is that simple. Don't beat yourself up, because, like, for him to even reveal to you that there was an unripe area in you, which it is in all of us have an unripe area or areas that we have to work through. But when God shows that to you, to me, it is him saying, I love you enough to make you see you in a way that will bring you to me, and you did that. So I want to encourage you. I mean, you looking real ripe to me.
Okay.
So
Yeah, facts.
shout out
Okay.
to you for even letting God do that work in you. If even asking that question, I believe he's even pleased with the fact that you asked that question.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel that when you think of unripe, I just feel like you're not ready yet.
Yeah,
Like,
Exactly.
Come on
You
now.
will be ready, but
Exactly.
you're just not
Exactly.
ready yet.
Exactly. Think
Yes.
of a banana.
Yeah.
Some bananas just unripe, but that don't mean that they rotten.
Come on.
Mm.
Come on. The green gonna eventually turn yellow.
Exactly.
Our pastor actually said, like, he asked a question at one of our leadership meetings, and people know I'm going into leadership, and no, I'm not ready. I want to say no, I want to scream, and I want to hide, right? But God told me to say yes. But that's how you know. That's how you know it's ordained by God, because you might feel that you're not ready, but really God says you already. You have to let God work your footsteps. You have to let him order your steps, because if we get in our way, we cancel the opportunities and the life and the purpose that God has for us. Just like with the roller coaster. If he would have, you know,
Oh my God.
you would have like that would have happened. His purpose is over with, right? But God gave him so much grace to actually fulfill so many shoes. And he talked about how he was still riding afterwards. God is going to continue to use his people. He's going to continue to make you go through things so you can share to the next person. I had a baby at 16, but guess what? I talked to so many young women. I'd be like, please don't be me. I already took the bait. Please do not do it. I already know what it's going to be like, and it's not something you want to go through. They either listen or they don't. But guess what? I am doing my due diligence. I am walking in the steps that God wants me to do. Some of the things I am scared as hell to do. Sorry, excuse my French, but I am so scared to do.
Feel it.
But when I sit down and I realize what God has to do, like when I look at my past and I look at now, I be like, you brought me through so much stuff that, like, I'm just like, all I can do is surrender, because I have experienced God because of the experiences I went through. I have went through really bad things, but for him to pull me out of those and for me to actually still have the joy, still have the peace in my life. I look at other people who got all this money and they have no joy. They have no peace. They're not happy at all. That just lets me know that I'm covered. That just lets me know that I'm doing something right. Every day ain't perfect. I ain't okay every single day. But for you specifically, you are a disciple. You are doing God's work. You must please, 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 please stay obedient. I don't know what God has for you, but you are shining. And please, your light is just so much needed. You inspire me so much. Like, to bring this all together, I'm telling you, it's because of you. It's because of your faithfulness and because of your yes to God. You are so right. We love you so much.
Facts.
Thank you. I love y'all too.
Thank y'all.
I'm sorry. We just went on a run. Yes. Oh, any
that's all
more
the
questions?
Do we have one more? There's a lot of people in this room they can't see. Bree?
I hear somebody walking.
I see Steve's got a question. Come on, Steve.
Steve, and then
Steve.
and then
Where's
Bree.
my button, Steve?
She couldn't wait to.
All right. So my question for y'all is, when God puts it on your heart, because I do feel like it's on my heart to write a book myself.
Yes,
So
sir.
What is some motivation, some inspiration, some guidance, some advice, anything you can offer in terms of, like, how to produce something that not only you are proud of, but that God is proud of,
Never get bigger than the words that you write. We got to realize, if God is giving us something, we have to realize that it's his still, and he's letting us. We should be grateful enough that he's even letting us do it. My heart posture at first to write a book was, I just want to scratch an itch. I always wanted to be an author. But now it's like, it's purpose. know what God told you from the beginning when he gave you that thing and stick with that unless he says otherwise. It could be so many times. It was so many times where I wrote a chapter that she didn't know about and I thought it was fire and I got in my flesh and I deleted it. Even though it was good. All because I have to stay at his feet. If I don't stay at his feet, nothing that I do matters. Anything that I write don't matter. Like it don't matter. So I would say just stay at his feet the most you can. And if you don't feel like he's writing with you, don't write.
Yes, I will say this. Don't ignore when you feel as inspired as I can feel that you feel right now by the simple fact that was your question. I will go even further as to say if you had an hour to spare this week, start. Just start. He and I, every single Thursday, we worked at this book. Sometimes we did not feel like it, and that writing session turned into us venting more than anything and writing a little bit, but the consistency. And I think you should just start. And I think you should every single week, whether you write one sentence, whether you write a paragraph, whether you write a page. I've been around you enough to know that God has some special things for you to say that people need. And so the best advice I can give you is when we get done doing this and you go back to where you're going to go, put it in your schedule this week to just start, because it's time for you to join the conversation. It's time for you to be sitting right here so we can ask you some questions about the book that God gave you, because you're not just behind the scenes at all. Your experiences are the reason why there's a book inside of you that's going to help heal so many people, man. So I'm going to say congrats in advance on finishing your manuscript that the Lord placed on your heart.
And let me say this. Real fast. I'm not going to be long-winded. My brother is a true man of God, but it was one point where he was an atheist. He is the epitome. He is exactly, the people like that is exactly why we wrote Ripeoverrotten. He can tell you better. If you can tell us in 1 minute your journey, because I think this is important.
Yeah, I can tell y'all real quick. I'm gonna speak to the camera.
Oh Lord, don't start me getting me crying. Oh,
His testimony so powerful, y'all have no idea.
Make sure y'all go back to the episode Learning as We Grow with Pastor J, because I do tell my testimony in that one, right?
Yep.
So, and on the men's one.
I'll just say real quick, former addict, very many drugs. I'm not even gonna name them. Plenty of other issues, suicide attempts, atheist. That was probably the worst out of all of them, you know? All those addictions, all those issues, not believing in God and not having anything beyond my own physical experience to look at. That's the most painful thing. It's not as bad as doing too many, I'm not going to go into too much of that. But finding the Lord has really changed my life. It's brought me to a point where now I know that I have a purpose. And I do feel called to write a book. I have started.
Yes, sir.
I've started.
I want to say it.
I shared that with Gino. I have done some work in getting the book, like this outline out. But what I'm looking to do is to reach people that were like me, similar to what you guys did. You want to reach people that they may feel like they always gonna be rotten. I was at that point. I felt like I was always gonna be rotten, but now I know that I'm ripe. There's areas of my life that aren't fully ripe, but I know that they're not rotten because the Lord wouldn't allow it.
That's good.
So that's what I got.
Yeah.
That's why you got a book.
That's why you need a book. You got a book already.
Shout out
Steve,
Steve,
the author.
Thank you.
Wow, yes.
Bree.
That's good, man.
Man.
I just want to say I appreciate everybody here.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't think Bree got a question. She's not coming.
Oh, okay.
Shoot.
After
Y'all
After
know y'all
Bree.
can talk.
After Bree.
After
Y'all know
Bree.
y'all can talk.
After Bree, we gone.
we have another business owner coming up here.
Yes, ma'am.
CEO of Young and Humble. tell them about your business, and please ask your question. Tell them who you are.
I'm Bree. Young and Humble is a God-centered clothing brand for all families. So newborn all the way up to 5X, we have clothing for all. So yeah.
Yeah.
My question to you all would be, if there could be a fruit of the spirit that you will focus on this week, which one would it be?
Nice.
Oh.
See,
This
That's why you
week, y'all.
came up
This
here.
week. Pacific.
this week, huh?
Okay.
Think about y'all week that's coming up.
Well, it's my birthday week.
Oh,
So-
it is.
So
My
is.
birthday is Thursday, aka April 23rd. So
What a book
for
at?
those of you who are watching, the best birthday gift for you to do would be to purchase a book. The fruit of the spirit that I would like to focus on this week, goodness. I'm gonna say goodness. I can be so hard on myself sometimes. I can let myself get overwhelmed, and I dare not walk into my birthday stressed. I dare not walk into my birthday overwhelmed, exhausted. I'm gonna get good rest this week. I'm gonna focus on all that the Lord has allowed for me to do. I'm just gonna focus on, like, if He don't do nothing else, how many things has He done that He didn't even have to do? So this
It's
week,
good.
yeah, I'm gonna rock with goodness, because that's just really all. That's what He's been to me, and that's what I want to be back to Him.
That's beautiful.
It is. I say for me, faithfulness. Just because I finished writing a book don't mean the book is finished writing me. It's that simple. Stay faithful to everything that He told me. Stay faithful to everything that He told me my purpose is. So that's definitely mine. Definitely faithfulness.
Wow. That's so beautiful.
Wow.
Wow.
If we could focus in on her shirt, shameless plug. She has on a Stay Saved t-shirt. Stay Saved is my new business. And so if you notice, the cross is in front of the Stay Saved, because it is just a reminder of, like, just all of our why. It is a reminder for me of why it's important to be ripe, because Jesus got on that cross and loved us more than we love ourselves sometimes. But yes, you all buy the book and shop Stay Saved. Love you.
And one more thing about Stay Saved. It holds you accountable.
It sure do.
It ain't no way you can wear a Stay Saved hoodie over there being rotten. All you gotta do is look at your clothing. I do that all the time. I was behind the train the other day. I had the Stay Saved hat on. I looked in the rearview mirror. I was like, okay, all right, all right, for real. It holds you accountable.
It does.
It's
It
more
does.
than clothing. We were supposed to do 30 minutes, but it's an hour.
Oh, wow.
But God is good. I'm sorry for y'all if y'all gotta go.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you for letting me interview you guys. I'm
You're
so
very welcome.
honored. Like you guys said, I'm the GOAT. I am really the GOAT, because Legendary Lioness also kind of brought
Exactly.
this together.
Yeah.
Shout out your business.
Yeah, shout out your business.
Legendary Lions, we stay good on the hair. But I really am humbly honored to be the one to have seen the process, said, I guess, yes to the process, but it really was God saying yes to the process. But as a wife, as your friend, as your sister, I am very, very proud. I'm honored that you guys let me interview. I'm honored that you guys let me be a part of it. I wouldn't have it no other way, guys. Like, I really wouldn't. I'm very excited, and I wouldn't be surprised if there is a part 2 coming out with this book, or another book, or 5 books. Y'all stay tuned. I'm already hip to it. I am so excited what this future is gonna do. I'm so excited what God's about to do. Literally. Any final remarks?
I mean, I'm grateful. I'm grateful He didn't take me up out of here when I was being rotten, and I'm grateful that He shows us every single day that we could be right.
Yes. Yes.
God bless everybody watching this. Don't get the book because we wrote it, but get the book because it's just worth it to constantly remember. You see, like, the bright side, dark side. This don't even look like no fun. The dark side look like a scary movie that none of us want to be in. So just know that you're closer to the ripest season that you've ever had.
That's good. Me, my final remarks. Old self, new self, which will you be? New self, old self, no in between. Old way, new way, please pick a side. New way, old way, must fall in line. Old me, new me, which will he prune? New me, old me, no more cocoon. Old self, new self, which will you be? New self, old self, no in between. That's my final remark.
Man, y'all, there we have it. This is your exclusive episode of Ripeoverrotten. Once again, peace out. This is Learning as We Grow.
Sending thanks to the heavens above. Did a lot of sinning, trying to fill all the voids. Remember back was a scared little boy. Now I'm trusting God. Now I'm making a lot of noise. I was drowning. God sent me a floaty down. Got my soul. I ain't had to put money down. Fight the devil. My condition 100 rounds. Where I stand, I'm connected by holy ground. Stop rapping about the regular. Change my lyrics from the secular. I've been changing and it's shaking the devil up. Thought he had me, but I'm far from the regular. Thought he had me, but I'm far from the regular. I've been changing and I'm shaking the devil up. Change my lyrics from the secular. I stop rapping about the regular. Gino back and I'm better than ever. No competition, only beef with the devil. I killed my ego and I buried the shovel. I'm blessed, Lord, I got rid of the rebel. I'm blessed, y'all, now I'm finding my purpose. Not all that pain making sense, now it's worth it. I'm praising God while I'm writing my songs. I'm thanking God while I'm writing my music.